will have them. Oh, actually, we might start there. Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello. Can somebody just talk to make sure your mics are up?
Hello.
Yeah, brilliant. That is good. Right. Welcome in, everyone. I am about to do some adjusting with screens because it's a very sad day because we are one person down now because unfortunately Hazra has decided to hang up his shield, and
He just got that shield.
he's just got the shield. Yeah, he literally just got it, and then
there we go. There goes the tear.
he's hung it up, and later on today he will be. I'm going to keep him around. Oh, that's a nice background, Mr. Pickles. Have you gone for like a dreamy sunset?
Yeah, I mean, Amriel is the moon goddess, so I thought maybe I'll cover up the moon with my head sometimes. But you know, yeah,
Nice.
He's
Bartleby's
going
a
for
dreamy
late
little man.
night yacht rock feel.
Yeah, thank you. That's what Bartleby is.
Oh, what a late night! Cool. I don't know what's happening there. Right. That one is done, but I need to sort out this other one now, which is completely and utterly all over the place. So bear with while I just put this together, and then we can start to play, because I think you are currently I know you're currently in combat against what I've fondly called a river roper. And there's been some really good attacks on it, but it is still very much alive and kicking. And we're getting to the point that, I'm just making sure we've got into the first part of combat, and I think we have done some damage to it, if I remember rightly. I think that Hazra fired his shield, his spear at it, and actually impaled it, I think.
That's correct. And so that's why the tentacle is stuck on the beach.
Yeah, he impaled it to the floor, which was excellent. I know that Lionel is busy arming his bow.
Is he right up here? I feel like the token changed, unless that's what it's always been.
No, he's got a new token because his original token was one that we just made up. It was a standard one
Gotcha.
from the sets, and so I gave the option to sort of like actually have a real one. Hence, that's what it is. Right, I've got everybody in here now, I think. I can't see what's on Biohazard's camera. Is it sort of like...
We're not meant to see.
Oh, we're not made. I see. It's hidden. I got you.
It's indescribable to man.
Indeed. Yeah.
Maybe we're just not looking at it correctly.
Well,
it's the internet's Rorschach test.
It's the what?
The internet's Rorschach test.
Oh
no, it was just the ceiling.
Okay. It was just the ceiling. There we go.
That's how you want to read it.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. So, yeah, so this is Lionel's new token. And the reason there's a 2 there is because he's got 2 actions to string his arrow into his bow before he fires out. Merrick has currently got blade sharp on his weapon, care of Bartleby. This little arrow up here is where the 2 little people who seem to lay down like some of the tannery leather and things. You try to interact with them, and then this huge tentacle came firing out of the water, and they made a hasty retreat up there. And it's this tentacle here is pinned down via Hazra's impaling spear to the ground. And that's where we left it. We're actually in combat round 1, turn 2. You can see it at the bottom of the turn order there. So it's actually the River Ropers go at this point. Okay. And I need to just check something. Okay, so Hazra actually got a critical 6, if you remember, for his combat style when he impaled it with his spear. So that is my opposed roll of my River Roper's brawn to try to dislodge the shield, because it's currently pinned down in the ground. If
we lost Lionel on the camera. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's got, yeah. And everybody shifted along one.
That's why.
Musical chairs.
Musical, yeah. So
Okay.
I just need to move you over one little bit. So hang on. So that will be its brawn check. So it will need to beat a critical 6 to actually pull itself to dislodge the spear. Right. I'm nearly there. Is this who we want? There you go. Right. Okay, then. So this tentacle will use one of its action points with its brawn roll. He's also got a minus 17 to it because of the combat skill that Hazra has. Okay, so this doesn't move at all. You can see it in front of you writhing away. But as that happens, that goes down by that, another one of these tentacles come shooting out of the river, and you see them at the moment in their curled form, but they can actually shoot right the way out. And I'm going to make my vengeful zap. This is coming out to Merrick here. Does Merrick have a over 100 combat style? Yes, he does. He has 106, so we're having minus 6 to my roll. It will hit Merrick. So, people, what would you like?
I think he wants you to use a luck point to reroll.
He's got two. He's got 2 luck points. Has he got 3? He's got 2 luck points. So he can either use a luck point to get me to reroll, or he can evade because he has Daredevil. Or
Actually, evade would probably be the wise option for him here.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Because is 12 a bad roll, Mr. Pickles?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Successful, but a bad roll.
So here's evade. 38.
Oh man, it was just higher than 12. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So as it comes shooting out, Merrick dives to one side and tucks and rolls and comes up, and the Roper's tentacle shoots back in. And we have Merrick now, who will have 2 action points left. Do you want him to go into for an attack or take cover?
I don't think he
behind
could help
Cyrus?
himself.
I think he would definitely try to attack that.
He's got blade sharp.
He does have blade sharp. So
also look at his eyes. He looks deranged. He's ready.
He's ready for this. If you kill his character, it's nothing to do with me. He will actually hit. He's got a -6 because his skill is over. It's 106. So both of the creatures, everybody has that negative. So my River Roper will attempt to parry with its tentacle as it comes in.
Ooh.
It misses.
Nice.
So he's got a special. So just to let you know, choose location is not going to be an appropriate one here. So what special would you like to do?
I'd probably suggest bleed, and he'd be like, no, I don't like that one. I'm going to go for impale. And I'd be like, but bleed could be fun.
So we go...
Or that one that limits their attacks, whichever that one that is.
Press advantage.
Yeah.
Can we really press a tentacle's advantage?
He presses buttons.
Shall we impale it first and then try to press advantage later if needed?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay then. So his character sheet is very good because it has all his weapons on, but it also has with blade sharp as well as a separate weapon. So I can just roll that. 6, but it's impale, so we do 2. So we're going to take the 6. We're going to take the 6, and that will... there's no hit location at all. So he's just sort of like almost like whacks the tentacle down onto the ground. So he's pinned it down with his long sword as well. So the Roper is now at hard with that tentacle and hard with the... Well, they are going to have to remove it. Hazra is going to draw his scimitar because he chucked his spear, if you remember. So that's his action. And we come to you, Cyrus. Cyrus, you have a 2 by your token. Were you spell casting?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
then.
This should be where it goes off.
So if it was 2, then this is down. You'll have your next turn, it'll go off. And, oh, hang on a minute. We've got no Lionel on the turn order.
Yeah.
Probably because the token got changed,
Maybe.
or no?
Can you remember what your initiative was?
No, I don't.
What
You want me to just re-roll?
No,
No,
because one
I
of the
found it.
13. 13.
Yep.
13.
Yeah.
Right, so Cyrus, you're spellcasting. Bartleby, you're up.
I'm gonna shuffle up to my my friend Hazra, and I'd like to cast a spell on his scimitar.
Go for it.
What spell could that be?
Here comes
Sure.
Blade Sharp.
Can't fail. It's the only spell I know. 36 out of 99.
So that is now up. So 2 little lightning strikes that we.
How does Bartleby sharpen the sword? Does he just like blow him a little kiss?
Yeah.
Well, first off, it requires touch. And I like to imagine that Barley, like, he puts his hand on your shoulder, and then all of a sudden your blade starts to glow with the light of his goddess.
Gotcha.
And
so white.
Lionel, you're down to 1 turn to fire your weapon. And we are coming into combat round 1 still, but turn 3 for anybody who has actions left. My roper doesn't. It's used up its 2 actions points in round 1 and 2. Merrick does have 3 action points, so he can actually pull his weapon out, and he will do half damage to it again as he pulls it out. Does that seem fair, people?
Well, that's the rules. Which would be 3 damage.
Yeah, well, he's got to make a brawn skill first.
That's right.
Yeah, so he yanks it out, and you notice that this tentacle, there's quite a gush of blackish liquid that sort of like oozes out of it, and it sort of like flops around a bit, and then sort of like falls lifeless on the actual side of the bank. Hazra will probably come in to combat to hit this one with his weapon. He has 3 action points, so he can actually do it on this one. He's got a massive amount.
A massive amount of what?
I'm sorry. Skill.
Gold they would give us? No.
Yeah. So actually that will automatically hit because I can't do anything to stop it.
Poor tentacle.
Poor tentacle. Yeah. So he can probably. What do you want him to do for his special?
You can't do impale with a scimitar, I think.
No, he can bleed.
What about Sunder? No, right?
No, 2-handed weapons tend to be Sunder weapons.
I mean, I'd say bleed's the only rational one.
Yeah.
Probably just hacking away.
I don't think it'll last that far, but what it might do. I just don't believe that. Can you see? He actually uses a 1d10 and then plus 1d2 on it.
Why is that scimitar so strong?
Oh, it's got blade sharp on.
Damn.
So normally it'd be a D8 then?
Yeah, and so it's up 1 level. he sort of like hacks into it at the side. It's still thrashing around like anything. Cyrus, you are up because you are allowed to cast on your final turn. What's coming off?
So what's coming off is Rack.
Oh, nice.
Let's see if I can be successful though, because it could be pretty bad if I wasn't successful.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do it, baby. Oh.
Yep. These fire bolts fire out of your hand, hitting the tentacle. There's no hit location or anything like that, so you can roll for me your damage. That is enough. It sort of like hits into this tentacle. It doesn't seem to have like a rubbery skin or anything like that. The bolts fire straight into it. It doesn't seem to have any armor or anything like that. And it sort of like piles in and scorches the tentacle, and the tentacle lies, flops a little way, then stops. Bartleby, what would you like to do?
I would like to I'd like to try and see if those little gremlin creatures, or I think I called them reptile goblins, I want to peer around and see if I can see like where they went to, or if they just completely gone.
Okay, yeah, so you can go up there. Lionel, you are your bow is now loaded and ready to fire. I'll fire next round. Is it always worrying when suddenly I get the rule book out and start to flick through trying to find what I want?
Well, it wasn't. Now it is.
Only after you mentioned it.
Oh, yeah. I was just reminding you, Cyrus, that one of the optional shaping rules is precision. And what that allows you to do is when normally you would just randomly hit with your rack and it just goes wherever. Precision actually allows you, for every point you put in, it allows you to adjust the dice roll by 1 or 2 or 3. So you could actually roll like an abdomen, but then increase it up to a headshot, which would be very nice.
I thought it was
flames to the face
for the short bow was only 2 load. So shouldn't I be able to shoot?
No, you load for 2 and then fire. Spell casting is different. The spell casting is, say it's 2 rounds, you do 1, and then you can actually release the spell at the same turn as it goes off. We are coming down to round 2, turn 1, and I need to roll something.
Is it the give up roll? I give up and life is easier now?
How did you guess? I've got so many character sheets out here. It's unbelievable.
That's not good.
Ping. That I do. Oh, yep. And at this point, a tentacle comes shooting out once again from the water's edge. Now, there's two people in range. Both are not they're not playing.
Oh, how convenient.
You mean if we stay back, we're not in trouble? Oh, no.
So we will, I'll roll a 1d6 and odds will be Hazra, Evens will be Merrick. Right, it's firing out to Hazra.
Yeah, odds are Hazra. Even as Merrick.
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. Right.
And he's got a shield. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
I'll just walk.
Okay, so he can parry it. Hazra can parry it if he wishes. Is that all right? Are you happy for him to parry it?
He would. It's what he would have wanted.
I don't know. I think he wanted the challenge to eat that hit.
Just to let you know, Hazra is leaving after this adventure, this combat. Right, so he actually parries, and due to the size of his shield, it absorbs the damage. But if you remember, this tentacle doesn't actually do damage. It actually electrifies.
Electrifies now. Luckily, there's a bunch of rubber behind that shield.
Hazra needs to make an endurance check against my 89 roll. Let me just make sure whether or not it's opposed. Oh no, he just must resist. He just must. So it's not opposed. So he just needs to be successful with his endurance.
Ooh, yeah.
Which he does quite effectively. And this tentacle, it doesn't feel its way out. It sort of like lashes out, and Hazra blocks it with his shield, and you see as the electricity discharges as it actually hits. That's a Roper done. What would you like Merrick to do?
Kill.
Yeah, okay. He can move up and take a slash at it. It's be -6 for. Yeah, he hits. So the tentacle will try. The tentacle won't know it's coming until it's too late. So would you like him to impale it again? He'll have a special.
I think that's his best bet. Yeah.
Okay then. So this is his longsword. So it'd be 2 of these hits. Or I think we go 4.
I'll go for the second 4.
Yeah, second 4. Okay then. So he sort of like whacks his longsword into it. Hazra will strike with. You guys can just go. I'll just do the rest. It's so strange. This Hazra will.
We're keeping you honest about what they're doing.
Essentially, we play a lot better when we're not here.
Yeah. Hazra does hit with his blade sharp scimitar, so he will do bleed on this. That's another 4 points of damage to the tentacle. Cyrus.
Cyrus is going to go in for the attack again, but hopefully a little bit more damage this time.
Okay then.
He's going to send his fireballs that directed to the tentacle. Come on, baby, let's do it. Do I roll the attack again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. That's fine. Boom.
Yeah, because it's seen as a to hit roll. Yeah, that hits. You don't lose.
Can
You don't. Sorry, you don't use up any more power points or anything like that.
Okay.
It's a scene. Yeah.
Could I use a point of luck to reverse it?
You can. Yeah, by all means.
I want to do that. That's exactly what I want to do.
For 81. Yeah. Okay then.
Yes.
So you go with your damage.
Better. Not much. Okay.
Oh, 8.
You can resist.
I can only resist with evade, and my tentacle is pinned to the floor with Merrick's longsword at the moment. So it's all like, and your little bolts of fire come out, go like that, and the tentacle falls, flops around, and then seems to be quite dead and done. Bartleby.
I'm assuming I don't see any lingering monsters, or would you like me to roll perception?
Just roll perception. There's something that you'll be able to see quite readily, and it's just whether or not you see anything else that's up there. Yeah. So the goods, the tanned leather, etc., just left on the floor. They just seem to be discarded, and just round the corner, almost like hiding in these far bushes. You can see these little people hiding in these locations. Does that make sense? And they're sort of like they don't seem to be hostile or anything. They just seem to be hiding in there. The actual tan leather is roughly where the top of that arrow is. I'll just change it to a cross there. Is there anything else you would like to do, Bartleby, while you're there?
Yeah, I guess I would turn my attention then to the water to see if there's a tentacle that's about to rope me in. But I don't know if that'd be another action.
You can look around. There's nothing seems to be coming out of the water at the moment. Lionel, you're all poised with your short bow loaded with an arrow. If you remember, you're actually in the tannery, and you've opened a window, or I can't remember whether or not you opened it or bashed it.
I bashed it with when I equipped my bow, but I wanted to ask if I could, like, with my height advantage, could I see the tentacle monster from where I'm at?
So it seems to be in the water. Roll a perception check. You can see what appears to be a dark shape under the water. You're not too sure whether or not it's moving or not. You can release an arrow at it if you wish.
I'm gonna hold the attack for the next tentacle that comes up. Fire immediately when I see it.
Okay. So Lionel's there with his bow drawn, and there seems to be, as the 4 tentacles seem to be the limit of this roper, you can see Merrick and Hazra, you can see the dark shape, and Lionel, well, you can all see that as it's had its tentacles damaged or removed, which are still flopped over onto the land. Remember, they haven't been retracted in. almost like a bulbous head, a bit like that of a squid or an octopus, but actually looks quite boned and rubbery. It actually floats to the surface, and it's now just sort of like lying there with its and tentacles either pinned or singed or across the actual ground.
I'll loosen the arrow. I'll shoot it.
Yeah, go for it.
You hit Merrick. I'm just
Yeah, I need a combat.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes shooting out. You can hit it. It can't dodge or anything. So, but do some damage. You can only hit one thing at the moment. It's sort of like it goes shooting out, and it goes, and it just sort of like stops. It just has sort of like pierces the skin a little way. I don't think anybody, well, everybody saw it about from Bartleby. No, Bartleby's looking in that way as well. But you see this arrow come out. Blade sharp, and how long did you do your rack for? It's probably your power in minutes.
Yeah, so it'll be 14 minutes.
So remember, you have that spell for 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's it. Bartleby, let's go to you because you are up at the, we'll call them river folk, just so you've got somebody to.
How
to
diplomatic
refer
of
to.
you.
Yeah. So Bartleby, you're there. What would you like to
do? I'm not really sure. Because I don't want to make them think that we're evil, and I know that our job here is probably to stop them from raiding this place.
Hazra and Merrick decide to head upstream to make sure everything's all right up there. Merrick says they said they'll meet you back at Argent Reach at the appropriate time.
Okay.
Oh, look, there's
I
only
know what
three
I'm
of you
do.
now. Yeah, go for it.
I want to cast a calm on the one nearest the river, I think.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
91 of 99.
Yeah. They appear to be quite they don't seem to be scared. You guess that they probably felt more scared about the actual river roper rather than anything else. You get the feeling, Bartleby, that it was almost as if the river folk were presenting offerings to the monster rather than trying to steal the items, because they didn't run off with them. They actually dropped them and then ran. So there might have been some kind of ritual offering to the roper. And if you remember, there were pieces of leather and tan leather in the river as well.
I'm going to approach the pile of like discarded leather. I'll pick up a piece, and I'm gonna approach, not like into like normal human conversation distance, but I'll approach a bit closer and kind of gesture with my staff towards the leather, and try to communicate to them.
What? Yeah, tell me what you're trying to communicate. Cyrus is just moving up, ready to burn them alive.
I have the little balls just circling my head
Yeah.
as I wait, just in case.
I'll try to communicate. Is this for that? Pointing towards the tentacles.
Okay, then. Let's roll an influence check.
All right. Oh no. I'll use a point of luck to reroll that one.
Okay.
Oh, that was a perception, not the right roll at all.
No.
There we go.
That does succeed at a hard level, which the skill was aligned to. They seem to be somewhat puzzled. You're not 100% sure that they comprehend what you're talking about, but when you point in the general direction of the river, they seem to be quite concerned or worried. They seem to be more worried about the dead river roper than it does with you stood there. And they appear to sort of like be looking at each other across the gaps. They don't seem to be communicating at all, apart from just looking at each other, and they just sort of like keep flicking their gaze from one person to another.
Okay.
I kind of feel like jumping out and doing like an action, but I don't want to make it any hostile moves. This is tough because like I want to come out like all like like get down.
just don't shoot anybody in the head, because I just you can come round out the door, or you can athletics out of the window if you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna athletics out the window.
And go for it.
Power Rangers style. Oh man.
Yeah, you vault out of the window. Lionel, just to make you aware, there isn't you can walk around there. Just to let you know, if we ever fumble, you can't change the roll. So fumble is always a fumble if it happens. You can.
It's definitely embarrassing when it happens too.
You can walk around here if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Move yourself around. As two of you appear, you do notice that they take almost like involuntary steps back out the way. And they seem to be honest with you, Bartleby and let's all roll an insight. Let's all roll an insight.
We're just not paying attention.
I'm a little bit too pushy. I want them to love me and communicate. And they're not communicating.
No, they don't. But they don't seem to be. They seem to be more concerned about numbers rather than your prowess, if that makes sense.
One thing I'm going to try to do. Is there any like cut off or singed off tentacle parts on the beach?
Oh yeah, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
because of where
I'm
they. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a tentacle part. Hopefully, it doesn't electrocute me. And I'm gonna approach presenting the tentacle part as an offering to them.
Oh,
Like,
good
if here's
idea.
here's your trophy.
Oh, whereabouts would you like to go to
But
offer
I'd like
it?
to put it right in front of Bartleby, like where his offerings are. He has the
Oh
leg
yeah,
and
I'll
all
step
that.
aside a little bit to give him space to present.
Like that. Why is your toe?
Bartleby's face, because he's taller than me, gets singed by mine. Sorry.
Um,
Trying to weaponize your shortness there?
yeah. Let me actually do a roll here. 32. Just 1 second. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. They seem intrigued when you put the tentacle down, but you do also notice that they don't smile, but you notice that their little red eyes get a little bit bigger, and then you notice that they all seem to start moving off, sort of like northward. They don't back out or anything. They literally just almost like come up slightly from a crouch, how they were, and they look at the tan leather and Cyrus's offering of a burnt tentacle, and they look at them, and then they literally seem to turn round. They turn their backs onto you and start heading up north or northwest, into the trees and into the bushes.
Should we follow them?
Yeah, I say we follow them.
Let's
I don't know,
follow
maybe
them.
they'll offer something. I'll do this to kind of help. I'm gonna do a shape change into a hawk, so that way I can follow from above and see if I can track them better.
Yeah, nice one. Roll. Well, hang on. We need to. You don't need to put shaping points into, or you probably don't need to put shaping points into anything, because
Maybe time?
Maybe time. Maybe I can double that or something. I highly doubt they're traveling that far.
yeah. So it unshaped. It's your power in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So how many minutes would that be? Like,
That'd be 14 minutes.
yeah, well, it's up to you whether or not you up it.
I'll up it. I'll shape it with just time. I don't think I'll need anything else.
Okay.
So I'll just do shape it towards timing.
Okay. So you can roll your invocation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So it's going to be up for double your power in minutes. That's what it's going to do.
28 minutes.
And 28 minutes. And are you just following them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Up in the top of the trees, etc.
Yeah. I'm just kind of, well, that way I'm also using my my bird eyes as a better way of perceiving them. Feel like I'll track them better that way.
Yeah. And then Bartleby and Lionel, what's going to be your action?
I'm gonna try to conceal myself so like they don't sense me following them, or at least more than one of us.
Okay. And what skill would you like to use to do that?
I mean, I could roll stealth or conceal, but I feel like conceal is more like hiding something, like
it is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so stealth would be the one that we will roll. Oh, the dice rolls are not with you tonight, Lionel, as you.
I'll run a luck point for this.
Okay, then burn a luck point and re-roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you're trying to move quietly through. Bartleby, what's going to be your plan?
I'm going to be following from a respectful distance, not trying to be stealthy at all.
Okay. Cyrus, I'm going to come to you first because even though Lionel and Bartleby are following, you will have that advantage of being able to keep an eye on them. What did you turn into, just out of interest?
A red-tailed hawk.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Get it?
yeah.
Something.
That's on that's their favorite food actually.
Oh,
Crispy,
really? That's what
yeah,
crispy red-tailed hawk.
yeah, crispy.
They love the eyes most. It's the best part.
Yeah. So what you notice is that about 10-15 minutes of flying, and you notice that these three seem to be separate, but as they seem to be coming towards their location, they come together. And what you can see, you just land softly on a branch as you watch them. And as you go, you look ahead, you notice that they've got some kind of settlement being built. It doesn't look like they've been there long. A quick counter with your buzzard, red tail hawk's eyes. You figured there's about somewhere between 10 or 20 of them. There seems to be no youngsters, but you can clearly define males and females there. You also notice that it looks like they're chopping down trees and then using the wood, and they seem to have made a small clearing, and then you can see that there's no structures. You can see that they're working. They seem to have little hatchets or hand axes, and they seem to be quite proficient. You also notice that there's some almost like makeshift beds, but they're just made out of leaves and small branches and twigs. And they seem to be all piled up in one area. It almost like reminds you of small rodents or something like that probably all sleep together. The strangest thing is that it definitely looks as if they have just arrived. The other thing that you do notice is
Does
that
it look more like a camp or like a settlement?
it looks like
temporary versus
it
long lasting.
currently it looks quite makeshift. But from the work they're doing with the trees that they felled, it almost like looks like they're making something better, more substantial. You also notice as you scan around that there appears to be no sign of stolen leathers or anything like that. There's nothing like that at all. If anything, everything seems very natural, made out of wood, shrubs, leaves, grasses, and things like that.
Okay. I'm gonna fly back and give everyone the heads up that this is a lost cause. It's pointless. No. I arrive and so I don't know. There's just a bunch of hobos. They're making a little settlement, up north a bit. Did I notice like any more of them, like any family, or is it just those three?
There's between 10 or 20 of them in the
Okay.
settlement. Yeah.
Slow group. They're, I don't know, probably trying to just make it. They don't seem to really have any of the leathers we're looking for or anything. So I don't know. is that something you guys are intrigued to check out, or?
Well, I feel like that is something good to confirm, but also it might be worthwhile to visit their settlement and show them that we have killed the monsters that were perhaps plaguing them. You might get some adoration of these river folk, Cyrus.
Maybe, or we approach their area that they're living, they get freaked out, feel like we're there to attack
I
them,
thought you were going to
and they
say,
start
and
attacking
we
us.
burn the village to the ground.
Well, we'll have no choice. So it's, really up to you to, if you feel like that's the.
Oh, believe me,
I'll
Cyrus,
let you.
I can stop a riot if it starts, but perhaps we just see. It's not often in Lindo that we got to go out and find these little pocket civilizations. Have you ever met river folk before? Either of you?
Nah,
There's people next to the river. I've seen many.
if they got anything worth taking, I mean, happy to take it. I mean, liberate it from them.
Like if their chief offers us a reward, yeah, we would accept gifts.
Sure.
Yeah, or they're encouraged to give it.
Lionel, you are a joker.
All right. Well, let's go, I guess.
Yeah, we're definitely continuing to follow.
To the camp. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a quick jaunt.
So, Cyrus, are you staying in human form at the moment? Or
Yeah.
You, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just know what direction the camp is.
Yeah.
And I would make sure to equip my halberd in advance.
Yeah. So as you get closer and closer, you notice that you can start looking at the settlement or the makeshift camp from where you are. There seems to be no guards or patrols or anything like that. And you notice, just like Cyrus says, there's a clearing that seems to have one large bedding area. And then they've chopped down a couple of trees using their axes. And they're sort of like fashioning, just scraping off the bark. There is a fire in the middle. It's not burning bright or anything. It looks like it's just embers at the moment. But you do notice that there's two river folk that seem to be cooking something over the fire in pots. Apart from their axes that they have, they don't seem to have any other weapons at all. They're not wearing armor.
Oops, sorry.
Stop getting excited. I know, -1. You actually you actually gave them a hit point.
I wanted to, just so we don't come in and surprise them, like with just us appearing out of nowhere. I was gonna start like reciting like a speech using my oratory so that they can hear me coming.
Yeah.
I have something I think that can help this that I'd like to do. I'm gonna give you a pat on the shoulder as you begin to do your speech, and make it so all can hear.
Yes. So your voice is amplified by Bartleby's magic as you approach. What sort of things are you saying, Lionel, just so I get an idea?
Saying greetings, neighbors. We see you have begun a settlement. We are here on the town's behalf for your permits.
And
Oh
this
my God.
and this is with your halberd out. Yeah.
Just like kind of using it as a walking stick, just to walk with it.
Okay. So as they hear this booming voice that is carried by magic into the makeshift tent camp, it actually throws it into turmoil. If anything, you can easily recognize that they're in a state of shock or worry, panic. You notice several of them run to the bedded area and sort of like crouch down with each other. They look like those are mainly the female of the river folk, and you notice that the males stop what they're doing and rush over there as well, forming what can only be seen as a protective circle, almost like guarding the people on the actual bedding.
Yeah. So I'll stop in place and give them like a little, like a slight bow, like, while still holding on to the halberd. And tell them, worry not. We mean you no harm.
Yeah, they're definitely in a defensive position. You probably there's definitely a gender split here, and the males are almost like protecting the females. You're not 100% sure that they're even understanding you. None of them have made any sound or anything like that in reply. So it's either it's quite obvious that they don't actually understand your language. And you're not too sure whether or not they even understand your actions. Bartleby, did you make a law monster check earlier?
I had about them. I don't think I did very well, but I just picked up that they were reptilian, and I think that's about all I got.
Yeah.
I would like to approach them with some food or rations of some kind on my hand outstretched. I'm going to approach slowly but confidently. I'm going to gesture for my allies to stay back. And I'll see if, like, when I get into closer range, how they react, I guess.
Yeah. So for this, let me just open their sheet. Second. Let's do influence, or you can do oratory. Well, no, influence would be better because you're not doing a speech or anything at this point.
49 of 68.
49. So their willpower, which would be opposed, is only 30 at this.
You can get a crit. I believe in you.
They fail altogether. Although the actions, I mean, leaving food, you think that they see that as almost like an offering. They're very much behaving in the same way as them giving offerings to the river roper. They seem to be calming down somewhat because they obviously failed their role and you were successful. Let's see. None of them seem to be to such a standard to actually come out and come up and take the food. But there is one that will be. How long does that pacify last?
The pacify. Let's see. Duration is minutes.
How many minutes? Does it say?
Doesn't, but I'm guessing, I would just guess offhand that it's my power in minutes. I can look it up though. Wherever my book went.
Just wondering whether or not it's still active or not.
Oh, the one I cast earlier was calm, so that would have been done by the end of the scene.
Oh, right.
Right.
That's all I needed to know. Yeah, so they seem to be less anxious and sort of like your actions and how you approach them seems to be working, but they're still quite nervous. You do, all three of you, even Cyrus stands taller than these people.
Ouch.
Sorry.
Well, two things. The duration of my pacify would be my intensity in minutes, so 11. And two, I don't think these guys are going to be a problem or also helpful to our situation. I think we can conclude that these are not the creatures that were causing a problem. It's most like the ropers. Things just kind of seem like field mice.
Field mice today, menace tomorrow.
I'm from the city. Is that actually, is that, are field mice, do they turn into rats?
No. The rats are more like a city thing due to just how much
Yeah, they're all way bigger.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna set down the food on the
But the
ground and
mice have
back
bonded.
away.
And as you back away, you notice one of them, and you're not sure whether or not it's one that you've seen before or not. As you back away, because they made their willpower check, as you back away, one of them sort of like slowly comes forward and reaches inside what can only be described as some kind of belt pouch, and comes up, and just by the food they put, it puts like a pebble, and puts it down and backs up a bit.
Can I reapproach and pick up the pebble?
Yeah, by all means.
I whisper, a pebble's worth 1,000 argent crowns here.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll pick it up and I'll give them a bow and say thank you for your gift,
Yeah.
and then I'll back up slowly to my comrades.
Okay. What is the next plan to do?
Okay, so our job here was to go to the tannery and figure out why there are issues and resolve those issues.
Well, I mean, they were using the leather from the tannery and trying to use it as offerings to this octopus creature, this tentacle creature. So, I mean, they messed with the tannery, whether they intended to or not.
Do you think that they're smart enough to intentionally do something like that? I mean, they're using tools, but at the same time, it almost seems like maybe they just were wandering and they got roped up and they thought maybe if we give it leather, it'll grab the leather instead of us.
Yeah,
Like,
but is my experience as a guard, ignorance of the law does not excuse one of the consequences of the law.
that's
They
what was
stole
in our town
gold,
as well.
what they were stealing, or not.
I mean, these guys don't even speak. They're ignorant of a lot of things. Maybe let's circle back to the tannery and look around inside, see if there's any additional clues we can get that might point towards crime or no crime.
All
Um,
right.
Great. Sounds
mean-
fun.
Before that power of voice goes away, I'll turn around to the group of this little village and be like, I'll be back. Whether they understand it or not.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Critical willpower.
critical willpower. Yeah, their willpower is actually 30, so that is a critical roll for them. They just look and watch you leave and head back to the tannery.
And see, now if we're wrong about this and they come and kidnap one of us, the rest of us know where it is. Well, except Merrick and Hazra, who are clearing out the river of these ropers, but still.
Well, I mean, if they so much as lay a hand on one of us, like, we just have to put them all down because, if they're willing to go that far, one of them, they're all willing to go that far. I've dealt with criminality in my life, and it's always the same.
Sorry, that's a really interesting standpoint. So if somebody attacks you in the town,
The whole town's evil.
Yeah, you're just going to wipe out the whole town.
Maybe those generalizations helped as a guard, but here we gotta treat each situation as if it's its own situation.
He's got a crossbow. Sorry.
I was going to be, to be a peace, a man of peace. I was trained, to be the hammer to the solution,
Right.
not scalpel.
And I'm the bandage solution, so
When you get back to the tannery, you actually all go inside and see the state of inside. It does look like that there hasn't been any purposeful damage done here. It does seem as if the river folk were coming in and taking the tannery and making it as offerings to the river roper. I think it's almost like they probably dropped something or left something, and the roper may not have been there, or further upstream or downstream, and in that moment they've sort of like assumed that the offerings make a difference, and then they obviously have continued in that purpose, in that way. It doesn't look like there's any sort of like, I mean, there's a broken window and the door looks a bit forced. But apart from that, there seems to be no.
Like that when we showed up.
Say again, sorry.
I said it was already like that when we showed up.
Yeah. So.
Plus, we need an airflow in this place. It's a tannery. Come on, guys.
Yeah. We just
Safety
closed
first.
all the
Yeah. So job accomplished.
Yeah, we
could
can inform them of a possible menace brewing for the tannery, and maybe we'll get a little extra coin for coming back out.
Yeah, we killed the Thane. I think I don't know what happened to it. So at this point, we just say we were successful. We figured it out.
yeah, I mean, I think we can honestly go and say that we believe the roper was causing problems. We've dispatched of it, and they can return to their tannery, and things should be moving along as normal.
The biggest mystery really is like, why is the roper wanting to become a leather daddy? Like, what does he want with all that leather?
Cyrus, we went over this in the tannery multiple times.
So you head back to Argent Reach and set off to the Harbour District. As you get there, Cyrus, just
We got Merrick back, right? He
uh,
met back up with us before we left.
he's on his way. He's
Okay.
on his way.
He
He
left a
told us by
note.
pigeon.
Or pigeon.
As you walk through, Cyrus, there's some sort of like nods, and people point at you. They seem to remember your prowess with magic, and as you animated the flames, as you walk through, if you remember the place, was down at the docks, was it not? Where you went?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just getting the person's name up.
Yeah, it was the Harbor District. Yeah.
Face. I was trying to remember the person that you had gone to see. Mr. Pickles, do you remember?
Do I remember
Name.
I was just trying to find my notes.
Was it an opposing religious leader? Because that's one thing religious leaders love, are opposing members of different religions. Everyone gets along that way.
Hang on, let me just open a window, because my iPad refuses to. That's just because I opened Twitch. We've heard that. Right.
I had this written down too.
We did have a name, because I remember it clearly. We had a name for each, because it's the River Wardens, was it, that you actually went to see? Right, here we go. This is what happens when we have 2 weeks out. I forget absolutely everything about what's happening.
Ilson Rook. He's the guy in charge.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And we agreed to 70 Argent crowns.
You certainly did. Well done.
Okay. And there was a clue that would have helped us to figure this out much earlier. They were saying that the hides in the tannery up north were ruined overnight, slashed, chewed, and dragged into the water. So I think we did find out the correct cause of this.
If anything, we overdid it, so we should get a bonus.
Are you going to give a full report to Ilson Rook? I'm interested.
No.
So what exactly? Tell.
I'm going to leave out the river folk entirely. I'm going to describe it as we arrived. We found the hides everywhere, up and down the river. We were trying to figure out what was going on. Then the river roper attacked. We dispatched it in several pieces. And our best guess is that people were trying to save themselves by throwing the hides at it as it was snatching people off the riverbank.
Okay, so one of the things that Ilson Rook asks about, he seems very, he gives you your 70 Argent crowns without any sort of like thinking or anything like that. But he seems to be very interested in this river roper. And he seems, when you're telling them, he seems very puzzled about it. And he uses the phrase, and I'll give you this phrase just before we go for our break. He sort of like says, what is this creature you are describing? There is nothing like that in the whole of Argent Reach. Nowhere in the country or the kingdom does something like that exist. And if you remember, I've just put you on the map of Argent Reach, but remember, it's totally enclosed by mountains. It looks almost as if this was once a volcano. This crater is what remains of the peak of the volcano, and the lake may be what would lead down to the magma chamber, etc. But he actually is somewhat puzzled and doesn't understand what this river roper was or is. He has no knowledge or recollection of it. And remember, he is the leader of the lake wardens and the river wardens, sorry, and has a good working knowledge of everything to do with water. And with that, we will take our break. We will be back just gone 1:45. So please do go off, grab something to drink, grab a snack, and we will be back real soon.
Oh, hells yeah.
Okay, I am turning you on now, so please be careful what you say. That's amazing. I am dumbfounded. I really am. It must have been quite a shock for you, Captain Kangaroo, when you came to the UK.
No.
No?
Well, the shock was, here's a few things I ran into. And not the simple stuff like, oh, you guys drive on the wrong side of the road kind of thing. No. Beer is better, but lukewarm, it feels like. In comparison, it's not ice cold. You guys pay for ketchup, but curry's free if you get fish and chips or whatnot.
Curry sauce, yeah.
Yeah, curry sauce is free, and kind of like you're weird if you don't get it. And then I don't know, everything seems like I feel like if you guys had a few more motorways, like, or highways like on our end, like what takes us a day, like it takes us like 8 hours to get to another state. For you guys, I can probably get across the entire country
Oh,
in
yeah.
8 hours with a good freeway.
So I live almost like halfway between London and Scotland, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the train would take 1 hour 59 minutes. That's the fastest train from me to London, and then same from me up to Edinburgh. So I mean, it's just like a 4 hour. I sometimes get I forget how big America is. You know, because because sometimes you fly from state to state. Is that right?
Most of the cases, that's what I do. Like I would fly from the Northwest to Louisiana to see family or party, and that's a 6-hour flight. And that's a flight. That's not it. That's not a train ride. That's a flight that I'm holding in my farts with the entire time. And no one talks about that. It's a big thing. It's a big problem.
I think a lot of comedians talk about that.
Okay. I just the entire time I'm like, oh man, it's if I don't think I've pooed in a plane since I was a kid, but I've definitely gone to the bathroom just to let out some extra gas. I also have to like can't eat quesadillas before going on the plane because all the cheese.
I'm the same way. I refuse to use like any airport like toilets.
Oh
like
no, I spend most of my time in the airports on the toilet. I'm just like,
Yeah,
get it out now, get it out.
Yeah, I'm not sitting on a toilet that isn't like a family member's or like a place I know gets cleaned regularly just because I'm like, oh man, I just the kind of people I see at the airport, I'm like, I wouldn't trust them to pick up my trash, let alone share a toilet with them.
Well, the worst thing about toilets to the airport is that you're constantly being pestered by Republican senators who are trying to look for your attention under the saw. But
Okay.
Yeah,
I think we've gotten a little sidetracked.
okay.
Just to let you know that the driving, the length, to drive the length of the British Isles, so that's from John O'Groats to Land's End, which is the north. John O'Groats is the most northern, and then Land's End's the bottom one. It's a distance of about 874 miles, which is about 1,407 kilometers. And if you drive, it would take between 14 to 15 hours continuous driving. But I don't think we can fly. I really don't.
So yeah, that's barely a drive from Maryland to Florida.
Well, let me do California, because California is kind of similar size. Eureka to San Diego is driving. It's so from Eureka to San Diego, it's 760 miles.
Right.
So from the top of California to the bottom of California, so it's a 12-hour, nearly a 12-hour drive.
So that's nearly the whole length of England, of the United Kingdom.
So our it's not even our largest state, by the way. It's like our third largest state, I think.
Pretty big though, yeah.
Yeah, it's long though. But it's also I think the third biggest economy in the world. So.
And it was built on the San Andreas fault line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I just.
Whose fault is that?
I just don't understand why build something so big on a fault line. We don't.
New Orleans is built under water level. They have.
It's a bowl.
Yeah, so they have levees to keep the water out, like a wall, but it's literally built under sea level. So when the sea rises, it's gone. Nothing you can do.
We don't believe in science over here.
Do you want to know?
It's a suggestion. Science is a suggestion here. Gosh darn it.
Norfolk is quite flat. There's no hills in Norfolk. And they have what's known as the Norfolk Broads. And that's just like big rivers, if that makes sense. But that is slightly below sea level, but not a huge amount. But what is interesting is that our East Coast is being eaten away by the sea, and everything's being deposited on the West Coast. So in that sense, we're slowly moving towards you, if that makes sense. We're slowly move across, eating away. So we have houses that have fallen into the sea on the East Coast because they were built too close to the edge, and then that's it. Anyway, you are back in Argent Reach. You are in the Harbour District, and you're talking to Ilson Rook, and he seems to be quite amazed about this creature that you're calling, that we're calling a river roper. And he sort of like says to you that there's nothing that he can say that it is even remotely like this river roper.
I mean,
maybe it's a mistranslation. Maybe a tentacle monster, a pre-calamari.
I think he means that he hasn't seen anything prowling these rivers, and they would know.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
I think that warrants a bonus. We just discovered a new creature for you.
That's a bonus.
there was a giant scorpion though that burst up from underneath the ground outside of the copper cup. Uh, like maybe there's a connection here of monsters unseen in this land before that are beginning to appear.
And Ilsenrook says, that's very interesting. We've been talking about that. We thought you brought it. Is it following you? We've
No.
never had an attack like that, or via those flying creatures. Where exactly do you come from? And why are these beasts following you?
Well, I'd hardly say it's following us. I mean, we're just appearing and they're just already there doing stuff.
Yeah.
Ilson, if you remember, his second in command is often there, and he sort of like leans in and whispers, and Ilsenrook sort of like nods and smiles, and he sort of like looks at all three of you and says, you do realize that people are calling you the Harbingers of Doom.
Oh yeah.
I mean, great moniker. Whoever's in charge of that PR, big ups, thanks. But unfortunately, it's it's misplaced. We're not that good.
It seems that you,
I mean,
there's now three creatures that have been here in our country that we have never known of at all. And they seem to have arrived when you have arrived.
well, I can definitively say that we don't know where these things are coming from, and I mean, if it's because of us, that'd be something outside of our control, outside of our understanding. But we are attempting to deal with these monsters. Each time they appear, we are here to help to end them, and to help counteract the damages. We are trying to figure this out.
He looks at you, Bartleby, and says, is there anything else that you wish to tell me?
That were
Exactly. That's on the same way.
I mean, I could certainly tell you stories of monsters that I've known, but I don't feel like that's what you're asking me.
You can roll a deceit roll if you wish.
Yeah, let me get into his head here. Click, click. 18 out of 39.
Yeah, he sort of like nods and he says, I take you on your word. He says, I'm just concerned that there might be further strange creatures that you may have brought with you. Is it safe for us to send a small group of tanners back to their tannery to put things to right?
Yeah, it should be safe. I mean,
Yeah.
if anything remotely, pops up, just the team to call. We're reliable. We're result makers. Okay.
I will reserve.
Talented.
I will reserve judgment if the tannery is back up and running. Thank you. We might have further jobs to send in your direction. We will send message to you if we need it. And sort of like almost like dismisses you. But as you sort of like leave, and just as you get to the door, he does sort of like says, "Thank you. We appreciate the help."
No problem.
You're welcome. You'll know where we stay, and then I'll swish away.
So just to let you know, in the background of all this happening, your campaign, I have got faction ratings. So, for example, you have increased your reputation or your rating with the lake wardens. And, you know, if you go to another group, and actions and reactions or consequences will make this go up or down. They're not quite passions yet, because if you remember, you're just building things up, and that's where we're going from. But it seems that Ilson Rook, he appears to consider that you've done a good job. And as you are aware, you have 70 golden crowns in your pockets.
Well, first of all, I have the bag, but no, I would give each of you both 20 of the gold coins. I'll pay everybody 20 except for me, and I'll take a 10. But I'll hold on to Merrick's for now until he gets back.
Okay. And you'll need to start paying at the Copper Cup shortly, but Annalise has paid for it in advance for another week. Okay, so after the Lake Wardens, you can either continue to work for them and go back and see whether or not Ilson Rook can give you further work. You've also got the Dock Hands Guild, which deals with all the shipping across the lake. You have the Amber Shrine, which seems to be almost like in the temple water, seem to be theists or worshipping deities. There's the free factors, which are independent merchants. And if you remember, there's an informal network of scavengers and beggars called the Rag Pickers Circle. And if you remember, in the last session, you became aware that there seemed to be urchins going all around and watching you. Cyrus, I think you have a passion about hating merchants.
I do. I'm actually kind of passionate about it.
Yeah. So can you just roll that for me, please?
Yeah, I will. Where are you?
Yeah, you hate merchants, but you might be willing to work with the free factors if the rest of the group wishes.
I want to see what the guards have to say. They got anything?
I feel like they're not really doing their job.
Well, no, that's a good idea though. I assume we're probably like in the Copper Cup, having our drinks and some food. I think it might be worthwhile to stop by the guards to see if they've heard anything about these giant monsters, or any other reports that might be something they'd blame on us that we can fix.
Okay.
But I guess after that, what is the plan of what you guys want to do? Lake Wardens seem good, but it might be of value to talk with some of the other factions, or at least visit them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too excited to speak with, the temple folk. They usually don't got deep pockets or anything like that or anything worth handing out. Um, Merchants, they're gonna be nickel and diming us for everything. So
All right. Well, this is my understanding of things. There's something out there, some force out there that's trying to cause chaos, trying to cause damage for some reason, some motivation to do it. They're using, in my opinion, magic to do it. Now, I'm typically the only known and definitely best magic user here. So
and the most
I'm
modest.
and arguably the most modest. So I'm trying to wonder, who's trying to front against me, and so
Yes, that's
one,
exactly what's happening.
yeah, who,
There's somebody literally checking your ego on purpose just to
that's
make you mad. And they're
I
spreading
feel
these rumors
like,
about you too.
like what?
That they're the harbinger of doom, which is pretty
I
badass.
could
But
I could be a harbinger of doom if I wanted to.
we can be harbingers of doom.
well, it's
Sure.
like harbinger of doom and the Doomettes, and you and I are the Doomettes.
Harbinger of the dooms.
Yeah, the
Okay,
dooms.
and the
Harbinger and
dooms.
the dooms. Uh, so obviously it's someone. If you want to cause chaos in something in special lower district, uh, odds are it's because you want to maybe make insurance or be able to sell maybe more weapons. I think there's a conspiracy by the merchants. That's what I think.
You think? Wait,
Someone in the merchant guild is trying to conspire
Yeah, I mean, you're
to
creating
get
demand.
people to buy more things by causing chaos.
Makes
and
sense.
you say definitely using magic because it's a front to you.
Yes, they do it to piss me off.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
magic's anyways. Like, what are you gonna do? Just go woo, right?
Yeah. You break things. What do you have to do when you break things? You have to buy them again.
Exactly.
You summon a giant scorpion. He attacks me, of course. Come on, me.
Yeah, remember when the scorpion was attacking? At one point, if you remember, it became quite pacified. I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember.
yeah,
Like it
that did
lost its
happen.
direction.
Yes.
Direction, of course, by someone probably in the Merchants Guild.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to suggest based on this hypothesis that you've come up with.
I definitely know what that
I
means.
think I think we should all go to talk to the guards, and then we should split from there. I'm kind of curious to talk to the Amber Shrine to see what they're making of this. I know they're more about spirits than gods. Um, Perhaps you can go to check out the free factors, Cyrus, and see if there are any that have goods that might work with us, or any leads to who might have the magical abilities. Hey, they might be supplying the guy who's doing this to you. Like if you find like an herb stall or something, maybe they're getting giant herb stuff. I don't know
Or
sorcery.
I
And
don't do sorcery stuff.
that just leaves you, Lionel. Are there any of the groups that you wanted to go with, or maybe keep Cyrus safe?
Yeah, I'll tag along with Cyrus. We can't let our get
Okay.
overwhelmed
Yeah.
It's
by all
only
the
for the
merchants.
best for the group if someone tags along with me.
So then, in that case, let's finish our meal and head over to see if the guards have anything to report.
All right, yeah, don't get me in trouble though. We don't need to ruin our reputation any further.
Are you talking to me or Cyrus?
Oh, you're the one
If
going
anything, I'm the
solo.
most liked right now. I've been showing skill, right? I've been showing my prowess.
You
Yeah, he's
just out of interest, Cyrus, you haven't seen any sorcerer magic since coming here
Yeah.
at all.
Because they know they would be one-upped by me, so they've been hiding in hiding.
That could be the outcome. That could be it.
Could be. I'm ready.
kind How like everything goes quiet when a predator appears.
Chat,
Exactly.
chat is saying something about egotistical. I'm not quite.
Yeah, I don't know which one of us that could be about.
My first off, my
Self-centered.
testicles, my testicles are very, very normal
Okay.
size. So
Okay.
nothing to be egotistical about.
Okay. Tell me who is who is taking the lead as you go and talk to the guards, but more importantly, what's going to be the plan? How are you approaching this, etc.?
Only someone had like a passion about.
I mean, I'm
talking to
certainly
guards.
good at talking to folk, but Lionel, if this is more of your connection, I'm happy for you to lead, and I can back you up.
I did have a little, a little tussle with them, a little professional tussle, but I think guard to guard we can understand each other.
Yeah, I'll back you up. And Cyrus, maybe occupy yourself with another beer.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go talk back with that guard captain, the one that was training the recruits.
Yeah. So first of all, roll a perception check to see whether or not he's around. He could be on duty elsewhere, but as long as you are successful, we'll say that he is around. He seems to have just come off duty, and he's almost like heading to the barracks. Just as you enter this barracks or training ground, you do notice that the eventful unarmed combat battle seemed to have spread a bit round the area, and there seems to be the well, I'll let the captain of the guard tell you when you arrive. So you find the captain walking towards his barracks across the barracks and the training grounds. What's going to be the plan? What would you like to say to him?
I'll hail him over and be like, Captain, moment of your time, please.
He sort of like sighs and says, "It's been a long day. Make it quick."
Yeah, so just okay, I guess it's gonna sound weird, but have you guys had any interactions with abnormal creatures in the last couple of days, or prior to like a few days ago?
He points at Cyrus and says, "That's quite strange." There's that one there. This little man, he says, define strange.
Like
Not as strange as the scorpion you brought into the safety of our town.
Yeah, so like, I mean, let's just say hypothetically, we came across a giant tentacle creature upriver. As something in the realm of that, like something in the abnormal. Has any other of the guards on patrol reported anything or noticed it?
Roll your influence check.
All right. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I actually fail mine as well, that we were opposing. And he sort of like looks at you and he says, "There's been no strange creatures in Argent Reach for a long, long time."
When you say long, long time, you're saying like prior or beginning of like the city's recorded history, or a couple of generations ago, so like your grandparents' time or something like that?
There's never been strange I mean, we have the normal animals, but nothing like that huge scorpion beast.
Okay. I mean, but I mean, like, you've encountered like rat people or lizard people or whatever, like that kind of normal, right?
He sort of like says, well, we often refer to old sellers, rag pickers, as rat pickers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I hear you, guard to guard. you know, um,
As
but no,
for
I mean,
lizard creatures, is that even possible?
uh, surprisingly, yes. If you had asked me a couple of days ago that same question, I'd tell you I don't know, but you know, that's the beauty of the world. There's always a mystery around the corner. Am I right?
Very strange. You know what they're calling you, don't you?
Bringers
The
of peace
best.
or something like that.
The harbingers of doom.
That's just propaganda.
It is going round Argent Reach very quickly. There are even some who say you are trying to destroy us.
I mean, if we were, it wouldn't make sense to help you, but no, like we're here trying to help you. I'm trying to piece this together with you. And that's why I'm asking, like, what's going on? Like, is this something that's new? I mean, I guess now context new, but what can we do to help you?
He sort of like looks at you and says, I must admit, you were probably not aware of how strong the guards are after your little unarmed battle. We are highly trained, and
I believe it. I have no doubt about that. But as you said, you had a long day of work today, and you were ready to check in, and check out for the day. But chaos and all that, it never takes a break. And we're just trying to see, what can we do to fill in the gaps that like present themselves.
the guards have no gaps.
Okay. Still, the guards.
Roll your insight, please.
I think we're getting to a dead end, these guys.
I know. So I'm gonna burn a one flip that.
How dare you, sir?
Did you say you go to luck pointer and change it to a 29?
Yeah.
Yeah. He rather than coming over to your way of thinking, you feel that he's becoming slightly suspicious. He's sort of like, you get the feeling that your activity earlier and the conversation, he gets this feeling that you're trying in some way, and this is not true, of course, to ascertain their strength and how good the guards are. And he seems quite not disturbed, but unsettled by that.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be like, look, I don't want to have any miscommunication between us and the guards. We're gonna, and if in case you don't already know, this is where we're staying at. We're staying at at the local inn.
He goes, well, I know, the Copper Cup.
Yeah, exactly, that one. Yeah. And we're going around town. We're trying to see, what's going on. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on, going around, and if we find anything, we'll report it to a guard. And if I can't find one, you're the next best thing I'm gonna come to. I want to keep you informed, and that way we're all on the same page.
He sort of like rubs his goatee beard slightly and just echoes your words and says, yes, we are all on the same page.
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know if you're a gambling man, but if you want to have a couple of drinks and have some sporting fun, happy to buy you and your second mate or whatever a drink.
As you suggest that, he literally cuts you off and says, no.
No. Well, the offer stands.
This is a point where Cyrus is gonna kind of walk up to Leonel and the kind of gesture and kind of like tug on his arm to kind of walk away.
Yeah, I'll just walk away. But all right, have a good one, Cap.
Just to let you know, Merrick's not with you. You think he ate something a little bit dodgy for last night, so he's actually just staying at the inn today, just to sort of like get better from it. So Bartleby, you're going to head over to the temple quarter.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the Amber Shrine.
And Leonel and Cyrus, you're going to the merchants.
Correct.
Okay, then. Let's do Amber Shrine first. The leader of that is a person called Brother Caldos.
Brother Caldos. That's right. We were told a number of these names.
Yeah.
I was most interested in Lake Wardens, but I'll ask around to see where Brother Caldos would be at this time of day.
Yeah, he just roll your streetwise.
Oh yeah, about to throw down and get a fumble. 32 of 51.
32. Yeah, he seems to be located in what seems to be called the Amber Chapel.
Amber Chapel. Okay. I'd also like to kind of ask around, like, as I'm like saying, where is he? And they say Amber Chapel. Is this a place that I could go to speak with him, or would that be not acceptable in this temple district?
You seem to get the impression the people who will talk to you, which is quite limited. What you ask two people, and they almost like say, you can go anywhere you wish. And as you walk away, you hear them say, "Harbinger of doom." As you walk, but it seems that somebody else comments that it's anybody can go to the Amber Chapel. It's quite open, and just roll a perception check for me. Okay.
My stupid eyes.
You get some bifocals.
I don't have any glasses, but I might need them.
Some of those really thick ones that you probably need with a perception of 37.
I'm working on it.
These people direct you to the Amber Chapel, but you're quite shocked when you see it, Bartleby, because it's not a church. It just seems to be like a normal house. And you notice that out the front, covering round the doorway, there's a lot of charm and what you would probably view as shamanic paraphernalia round the doorway, including really annoying wooden and bone wind chimes that seems to be constantly making that clattering sound.
Oh, Amriel, keep me safe. I'm going to approach the door and give it a knock.
Yeah, the door is. Are they called stable doors? When the top one opens and the bottom one opens separately.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, at least.
Yeah. So the top one is actually open, and you can see inside. The first thing that hits you is the heavy scent of incest. Is that right?
Incense?
Yes. It seems to be hanging up by the ceiling, almost like this smoke. And you notice that when you look inside, there seems to be a number of shelves and small tables that the paraphernalia does cascade around. And they're only, there's no tables or chairs apart from the stuff around the outside of the room. And in the middle, there's what can only be classed as a rather dingy, dark rug. Roll your commas. Yeah, that it looks dirty and neglected, but sat cross-legged in the middle of the rug is who you presume is Brother Kaldos, and he's just sort of like sat cross-legged. He seems to have a very long white beard and long white hair, and he seems to be dressed in almost like tunic and breeches, but then this very rune-covered robe that is open at the front, and it seems to be draped over his shoulders and sort of like cascades and goes out on the floor, and his eyes are closed, and you can hear he seems to be going like this.
I'll at the door, I'll knock on the top half and say, hello, are you Brother Kaldos?
He sort of like, without opening his eyes, he just sort of like gently rocks and he says, "Come in. Anyone is welcome."
I want to cast a spell before I enter.
Go for it.
Some dangerous stuff. Uh-oh.
I'm going to use a witch sight. But Amriel, reveal to me any hidden tricks or invisible creatures.
Okay.
So one of
And I got a
Buddhist walks
critical.
into a Bible store.
Okay.
6 of 99.
So I'm only giving you this information because you got a crit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. If you hadn't got a crit, you wouldn't get this information. Some of the objects seem to have a strange magical attunement or aura attached to them. But the most unnerving thing is as you switch your eyesight in to look for magical objects or people, you just for a brief moment, because normally witch sight would not show you this, there's a translucent figure stood behind Brother Kaldos.
Oh,
It's quite big and chunky. You have seen or heard of golems or beasts that have been created, and it very much looks like that. And you just see it for a moment, and then it's gone.
like I don't see anything there
Not now.
or as in I still see the body, but it doesn't seem animated.
You don't see it at all. If anything, it was almost as if your spell was quite powerful, but it either blocked it or changed it, or you could only see it for a moment. But
Gotcha.
it's gone now. You can't see it anymore.
Yeah, and he had said that I'm welcome in. So I will open the bottom half of the door and introduce myself. I'll say I'm Barleby Fumus. I'm a visitor to your city, coming from the land of Lindo, and I was hoping I could talk to you and learn a little bit more about this town and what's going on.
And once you mention that you have come from somewhere else, his eyes suddenly open, and he stops his muttering and he looks at you, and he just says, "A harbinger in my shrine."
That is what I've heard they call us, myself and my comrades. Should I not enter?
Sit. Sit, I have many questions for you.
Well, that's good to hear. I guess we'll be able to exchange questions then. I'll open the bottom half of the door, close it behind me, and I'll come and sit in front of him.
Yeah.
I'll set my staff off to the side, like lean it against the wall. No, I'll put it flat on the floor.
There's definitely a strange smell in the shrine, and there is no theist paraphernalia in here. If anything, it looks very similar to what Terek used to carry around with him.
The figure made me think of Animus like that, because I remember Tarek had a imposing figure that stood around him sometimes.
And he's, as you sit down, Brother Kaldos almost like has this. It's almost as if he's listening to somebody over his shoulder. He tilts his head, and he's, I know. And he sort of like looks back at you and says, how can I help you?
Well, I guess most presently, it would be nice to have any kind of guidance on why we're being called the Harbingers of Doom. And I mean, I know there's monsters that are in this town, but I don't believe we brought them. I still want to help solve them. I was wondering if maybe you knew why this is happening.
As you're talking, he puts his hand up like this,
Ew.
and he sort of like rocks his head back, and then he sort of like opens his eyes, and they're purely milky, not pure white, but sort of like a milky gray. And he pauses for a while, rocking, and then he closes his eye and opens them, and they're back to normal. And he sort of like looks over to you and says, "You have no spirits with you. Have you left them at home?"
Oh, I once knew a guy like that who had spirits, I guess. Um, I'm a theist. I serve my goddess Amriel, the goddess of the light moon. I bring healing, protection, help the innocent, that kind of thing.
This this deity is unfamiliar to me.
Yeah, that's what I've heard around here is that you don't really have the influence of the churches from the mainland. Um, and I'm not wishing to upset any balances that are here. But Amriel guides me to help where there are problems, and there's certainly a problem here with these giant monsters. Um, do your spirits know of what's going on, or can they give us any guidance to the cause?
He sort of like seems to be listening intently to what you're saying, and almost like trying to process it. And then he says, "You worship aid?"
That's right. We had a friend who gave us a little bit of a rundown. Aid, the spirit of your land, does seem to be similar. But if I remember correctly, the caveat is that aid often will not influence a combat that's going down or stop bloodshed. Aid just comes in afterwards. Amriel pushes us to go in and protect the innocent before they even shed blood. Um,
And yet she gives you no spirits to aid you.
well, that's sort of a game rules balance thing, but no, Barley would say that isn't. I don't think that's what she does normally. She gives me the power to heal wounds. If you have people dying from disease or who have been poisoned or who need their arm put back on, Amriel can fix that. I don't need spirits to put arms back on people.
You almost like see, roll your insight.
I'm gonna fumble, and it'll just be Bartleby getting so excited about church. I'll use a luck to re-roll that one.
Okay.
I really want that fumble.
Just gradually getting lower. He's sort of like he's not calling you a blasphemer or anything like that, but he seems unfamiliar with the concepts that you're talking about. And he listens intently and then says, "How can I help? You speak of the evil that you have brought here."
Well, we're not really convinced that we've brought it. We just definitely do want to deal with it, as it's kind of making it hard to survive here. Um, if you haven't heard of any of these monsters besides the scorpion we fought, that's fine. Um, but if you have heard of any, it would be helpful for us to know to try and figure out what's going on and put an end to this.
Which monsters are you talking about?
Literally anything that does not look right. A scorpion that's too big, any sort of like fish that might be too large, a tree that looks at you the wrong way. That might be a good one. Um, anything that people say was horrible or probably blamed on us. If you could let us know, or my comrades, that'd be helpful. Um, and or anything else really that would improve our reputation.
He ponders for a moment and he says, "Oh, there was the dead animals that were being washed up on the side of the lake by the harbor district. But you would have to talk to Ilson Rook about that. That is his department.
That is very good to know. That is a great lead. Yes, that's exactly what I needed. Um, how can I repay you for this this information, Brother Caldos?
Just convert it.
He seems to think for a while and says, "Oh, you can check something for me if that
Oh,
is
absolutely.
possible."
Yeah, what would you like checked?
I've had some disturbing news at one of the small street shrines in the lower district. Well, it seems strange. It seems strange. The locals' offerings and requests are going unheard. Maybe the spirit there is angry or annoyed. Maybe you could check that out for me. Save me going to the lower district.
Absolutely. I can certainly check up on that. I'm down at the Copper Cup right now with my lodgings. So that is very much something I can do. Um, could I get a breakdown of how your shrines should look? Is it similar to the one I think that was outside of your house?
You, when he starts talking about small shrines and things like that, you realize that throughout, you've never really known what they were. They seem to be small alcoves built into the side of the wall, and in that alcove have been laid flowers or offerings or food, and they're sort of like dotted around every area within Argent Reach. It seems to be that just when you might have little religious shrines, they have the same, but they definitely seem to be worshipping spirits rather than deities. And they see in each sort of like quarter, there's about 5 to 10 in each quarter. In the lower district, there's currently only 5, and it's one near the southern gate that the people are claiming that they're giving offerings, but nothing is happening in return at all.
That's good to know. I will look into this. And I will return to you, Brother Kalos, when I have resolved this issue for you.
He sort of like says, "Go be safe with your spirits. May the spirits protect you, even if you don't believe." Meanwhile, Cyrus.
Called out.
Meanwhile, Cyrus and Lionel appear or reach the merchant quarter. The first thing that you both notice entering into this place, there is definitely wealth here. There are really extravagant houses. You notice that the people that are walking around, it gives a feeling of almost like a Roman forum or something like that. But there's people talking in the street, haggling over things. But it seems to be merchants versus merchants. There's nobody. Well, the two people who are worst dressed as you walk into here are you two. There's definitely a huge amount of wealth, and you hear very loud laughter now and again. and there seem to be people walking around. They don't seem to have slaves, but they seem to have assistants that are walking around with bits of parchment and writing things down. Most of them are sort of like teenage, early 20 boys and girls, and you figure they're sort of like apprentices to the merchants. And yeah, I mean, compared to the other districts you've been in, this place screams wealth and money.
Cyrus probably centers breath. Parasites.
Just look at all that money not being used properly.
This is probably more like Wall Street than Main Street kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like shops around.
Oh,
where people are, like,
no.
merchant.
It's
Yeah.
definitely, like Wall Street. They're obviously buying and selling without the produce actually being there.
They're selling concepts rather than actual product. So let me, if anything, for this point, because this is probably not what we're looking for, but just in case, we'll probably just walk around a bit, just to kind of see who are the main players that seem to be the loudest with the biggest entourage, the pretty best looking clothes. So maybe a perception or maybe a locale.
Do any of you have a streetwise skill?
I don't.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, go for it, Lionel. Roll your streetwise.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
So the first thing that happens is that it appears that you're being ignored. Absolutely. But you find out by obviously asking people or looking at their outfits that the leader of the Free Factors, which is the guild that operates here, is called Tavin Hurst. He's a rather unusual merchant. He doesn't carry a lot of weight on him. He is finely dressed, but in such a way that demonstrates his class, i.e., how he portrays himself. And he comes across as he's very rat-faced, if that makes sense. It got a rather ratty nose, but at the same time, you notice that people do seem to respect him. There's no evil. You don't hear bad words about him. And he's actually right in the center of the merchant quarters, just by that, right by that S where Lionel's character token is. And he has, Tavin actually has 3 assistants with him, all frantically taking notes, etc. And as the news seems to travel quite quickly, that you're in this area, and do you wish to go up to Tavin Hurst? Is that the plan or not?
I don't know if there's anything we can do. It's going to get like, oh, hi, how you guys doing? Ooh, wow. I just don't see. I think he's just going to be an asshole to us.
I wanted to actually use my commerce, like to try to like listen in on like what like the immediate business is going on, like what they're discussing on their trades.
Okay, yeah. Roll your commerce.
Oh wow, it's a good commerce skill too.
They seem to be buying and selling everything from crafted items to expensive wines and rare forms of food and things like that. they seem to be definitely dealing with high-end exchange. You also notice that it appears that some of the merchants here are possibly working for somebody else. They say phrases like, my lord will wish, or, you know, my sire, etc. And you figure that they're actually being employed by people from the noble district. So there seems to be people here who are just merchants, who are in it for their own wealth. But then you can definitely see people who are here from the noble district. There also seems to be, and you only catch it once as passing. It's almost like the mayor, the king of Argent Reach, who lives up in the castle district. He seems to have one person here making deals as well.
I'll turn to Cyrus and be like, do you think we should try to like find a buyer for information, like for these magical creatures? I mean, the guards seemed, very unwilling to share that information, that this is like something that is very out of common, or not normal in these areas. Maybe someone may be interested in wanting to know more or find these carcasses we leave behind.
Well, I want you to look around and see all these merchants. They are all in clothes that probably more, like the outfit they're wearing is more than what we have combined probably cost. So I don't feel like chump change is what they're going to is going to intrigue them. But if you look around them, they're all being followed by assistants, people who actually write things down, who are there documenting every transaction. So if I was us, I'd probably try to stop one of the assistants and see maybe we can one of their help. They're the ones that are going to know more about the ins and outs of what's being traded out, throughout the city.
Sounds like a plan. I'm willing to follow up right behind you. You see anyone worth talking to, or
I think the best thing to do is, I was wondering, if the assistants hang out with them all day, or do they go to their own little house?
It seems that they're employed by the merchants, so
Yeah.
they're here during the working hours, but then they probably go wherever they were hired from. So some might go to the craftsman's district, some might be sons and daughters of farmers from the farmlands. Some might even be from the lower district, or even from the noble district, sons and daughters of nobles learning trade.
So this is what I think we should do. I think we should hang out at the gate between the merchants district and the craftsman's district. We'll wait for an assistant to kind of start walking through the gate towards the craftsman's district, and we'll just kind of follow them and see maybe we can bump into them, start asking questions.
Okay.
Because again, we're going to be laughed at if we're talking to a merchant, or in their dumb opinion, much lower. We're just rats at them. But
Cyrus,
assistants actually going to know things.
Cyrus, could you roll a 1d100, please? Roll a 1d100 like I've just done.
Impossible.
Does 71 mean that? Would 71 mean that your perception skill would be a success?
No.
You know?
Unless I and hear me out. I'm gonna use a point of luck to reverse
that. And make it a 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I get so?
Yeah, you can do that. But then my 18 will beat it on an opposed roll.
That was very dramatic too, like well timed there.
Oh wait, no, so hold on. But my perception. Oh wait, is it okay? Damn it!
It won't make it a critical. No,
His camera just keeps zooming in further on him.
Hit the four. Forgot how to do it.
Come on, Gabe.
That was perfectly timed because he was like, unless it is just.
Shh.
Yeah. What is your? Oh.
Right.
There you go.
We're gonna get really close to me now, guys. Until I figure out this shit out. Zoom out.
Right. As this is happening, so that roll doesn't show you anything, but we will say, give me an idea of the sort of assistant that you want to follow, or are you just picking any of them at random?
I would actually want to keep an eye out for one of the three that was next to this ratty, important looking guy.
Yeah.
That we picked up on, that was scribbling, furiously. So yeah, whichever of those three would be the ones I'd be specifically keeping an eye out for in the crowd.
That makes the most sense.
Okay, so it's almost coming to the end of the day. So at the beginning of the next session, Bartleby, we're coming straight to you because you will have got something to do with the shrine done while they're waiting for the end of the day, if that makes sense. But as the trading seems to come to an end, you don't see all three of the assistants walking towards you. You see one. It seems to be a lad. Just by how he's reacting, you think he was probably the least experienced of the three, which to you makes your that seems to be really suitable for your purpose. And he's actually hurrying. He seems to be carrying nothing at all. You assume that all the parchments and pens or quills are handed back to the merchant, and he comes rushing, not rushing to get out of the merchant's quarter, but rushing to get somewhere. Maybe he's late for something or something like that. Who's going to start the conversation with?
We'll probably wait till he. Should we wait till he kind of gets somewhere where he was going?
I was gonna say I was gonna whistle him over, like get his attention and try to gesture him over. Unless you want to follow him.
Well, I was thinking a lot of people, especially after, will typically go to a pub or something, or tavern or something like that. And if we call him over and he seems to be rushing somewhere, he's just gonna be like, "I don't want to talk right now. I have to be somewhere." So I think we should just follow him.
Yeah, I'll follow your lead. Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you want to follow him without being seen by him, or just follow him?
Like just try to stay back a bit. We don't necessarily have to be seen or anything. Just be kind of like, try to be nonchalant.
Okay. So at the beginning of the next session, we'll have Bartleby visiting the shrine and seeing what's going on there, and then Lionel and Cyrus will probably roll some streetwise to see how well you can tail this young man without raising suspicion.
Cool.
Does Cyrus have streetwise?
He has curtsy.
I get to say. Yes, my lord. Let me alone. Brilliant. Well done. Hopefully you get the feeling that something is going on in Argent Reach. Just to let you know, you can increase your reputation, for Argent Reach reputation, by 10%, for the job that you did from the Lake Wardens.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
No news of that will have traveled, and so people will start to react better. Just to let you know, I automatically put those into my roles, i.e., rather than reducing yours all the time, I increase mine to make my skills better. Brilliant. Well done. That's a fun session. And next time we've got to, and just I'll give Merrick the opportunity where what he wants to do. So we'll probably either start with you, Bartleby, or start with Merrick and then come back to Lionel and Cyrus, because you waited till the end of the day there to abduct, to meet this young assistant. Good session. Thanks for the adventure. Oh, that's what Darcy N said in the chat. Thank you. Hope you had a nice BBQ tonight, Darth. It's really warm in the UK at the moment. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are living, but it's going to be.
It's hot here in Germany.
Yeah, it's going to be on Monday where I live. It's going to be like 28, but down in the south, it's going to be like 32 degrees. That's Celsius, American people.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is it the typical is you plus 30 or times 2 plus 30? I think is what it is.
I'm not too
Make it Fahrenheit.
I'm not too sure.
Well, I feel like that's what, like around like 70-ish.
So
Spitballing, yeah, because I feel like 30 would be 80 or 90, right?
yeah.
You is 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh, that's AC weather.
The formula to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit is given by Celsius multiplied by 9 divided by 5. So yeah, did you say multiply by double it and add 32?
30, yeah, at 30.
Yeah, so it's 9 divided by 5, which is almost 2, and add 32, and that's what it gives you. It. So
bam.
Yeah.
Like genius, big brain.
You are. Yeah, we don't have aircon in this country. Well, apart from Starbucks. Starbucks always has aircon, so we always go there in
That's
hot
because
weather.
that's our import.
That's it. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. You are getting well known in Argent Reach, and hopefully there's some interesting things are going to be afoot. Mr. Pickles, have you recorded another podcast episode?
Not even close.
What? That's insane.
You did say a couple of weeks ago. You did say.
Yeah, that we were talking about getting together and doing that. We're still thinking of doing that, but it hasn't happened yet.
Well, let us know when it happens. Biohazard, is there anything that you would like to say where people can find you or anything like that?
Just my YouTube channel, Biohazard Binky. I think 777. If I remember right. I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, it's right now. All I got is a bunch of shorts. But I'm gonna be stateside for June, so I'm gonna be recording a bunch of content. when I hit the range. So
Nice.
if you're fancy, there's going to be a lot of content like coming in.
I'm just wondering why my toolkit is not working. Anyway, that sounds absolutely brilliant. If you like the content that I produce, then please do check out the web page, my web page, that I'll pop the link in the chat. And also don't forget my my YouTube channel and the campaign kits, toolkits that are on there. And also don't forget that there is I produce a free fanzine, RPG fanzine called Dice and Design. You can get it directly from the website, or you can just subscribe to it, and once a month it will suddenly appear in your inbox. Well, a link to go and get it. So, and I don't do anything else apart from just send it out to you once a month. Brilliant. I'll be back tomorrow on my InWills channel playing Elder Scrolls Online at 12:30 and then Fallout 76 at 3 o'clock. And before we go, the chat is baying for it, and we have to listen to the infamous Captain Kangaroo.
Am I doing anything? Well, something I've realized, especially with a lot of decisions being made out there today, is that all consequences are kind of like a 90s thing. We don't really care about the consequences. So I decided I'm going to build a house. I'm not a carpenter or anything, but I think I could figure it out. YouTube's pretty much out there. So I'm going to build a house, and all proceeds, of course, will be going to getting my Luigi Mansion game out of my Switch because it's a little stuck and I can't get it out. So go ahead and go to www.freeluigi.com.
Oh,
and we can.
okay.
I think we can get it out. We can really. I think with enough money and enough people watching me build this definitely stable house, we can maybe make my own Luigi Mansion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That wasn't good because Mr. Pickles nearly did his "Oh Lordy Lord." It wasn't.
We got political, but not lewd. So
right, that sounds very good. Anyway,
yeah. Well, it got political, but it did get lewd. It's just you don't see it because the camera's not going that low.
Good.
Right.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming along and joining our session tonight. Please do follow on the Twitch as well. I'm trying to get this channel to affiliate as well, which is hard going. But yeah, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time as the adventures in Argent Reach continues. Until then, it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. And it's goodbye from them.
Goodbye.
Bye. You guys.
Why do I bother? Why do I...